You are now listening to the LanceScurv Show, the boldest spot on internet radio.
Relationships.
The ratio of men to women.
The ratio of men to women. Even in the Bible, it tells you 7-1. My question is to you and everybody else, do you think a man should have more than one wife? They say a man is cheating if he got more than one wife, more than one girlfriend or whatever. But that's the way the white man see the world. But our true nature, our true laws that nature gave us, that the universe gave us, tell us different. The reason I want to bring this up because it's one of the main subjects. Michael Bays and all of them talk about it, but they seem to have no answers. We bring it up and we ask them why men do this. Men are dogs. Men are this. No, men are not dogs. Men are men. When it comes to sex, men and women are different. They totally different. Men have to have sex about 2 or 3 times a day when a woman might have it once, twice, every 2 weeks, especially when they have children. Their biological clock is shut down. Look at the animal world. It's the same. We the same. We might have babies more often than they do, but they have a certain period when they can.
Mating season.
Yeah, mating season. Exactly. It's a certain time of the month when a woman could get pregnant also. See, so one thing about it, a man energy is, his family is his energy. The women, if we weren't supposed to have more than one, why do we do it? We're trying to obey man's law, but the natural instinct is already in you. Tell you something different. Even the women, they speak the truth, but they don't act it out. I don't want no man or other woman no woman. Why do you say that? Why you tell your sons? My son's so handsome, he gonna have a bunch of women when he grow up. Why do you tell your son that? Because it's something natural. The women outnumber the men 7-1, 8-1. It might be higher than that because of incarceration, black on black crime, they're killing each other, blacks killing each other. That number go greater every time somebody get incarcerated or get killed by another black man. So, why? If it wasn't truth, men wouldn't do it. Your father did it, your grandfather did it, your uncle did it, even your brothers do it. Because it's something that's natural. The only way they ask the women, what do you hate, a liar or a cheater? And ask them to pick one, choose one. And most of the time, 9 times out of 10, they're going to say a liar. And you ask them why you hate a liar. Most of them don't even know. Why? And most of them will tell you, because it's up to me if I want to get in that relationship or that type of relationship or not. And you do have that choice. But there's very few men out there until they get old. You might find one that's willing to be with one woman, but when they're young, it's something different. Even the teenagers, it's something different. Now you ask the little boys when they're 4 years old, how many women they got, how many girlfriends they got. Don't say women because they not old enough to have no woman, but girlfriends. They gonna say multiple too. Teenagers. They brag on, I got 10 or 12, but you can ask the teenagers why you feel you need that many, and they'll say, I don't know why. It's something I don't understand. I'm trying to figure it out. Why do women say I don't want no other man, I want a man that no other woman won't? I'm trying to figure that out too. It's an instinct. It's a natural instinct. So we trying to go by to obey the white man's law. You're bigamous if you got more than one wife. But in Utah, they got multiple wives. How come they could get away with it and the rest of everybody else can't get away with it? They do it too. Especially the politicians. They the ones telling all, you're bigamous and setting all these laws, but they break them every day. And when they get caught up in, oh, I'm embarrassment to my family and stuff, man, shut up. You know, y'all the ones that taught us to be like y'all, like them. We just like them. Breaking up families because, hey, you messed around and stuff. Oh, you went and saw another woman. Yeah, as long as you treat that man right and do the right things, because if you got his children and you make that happy home, I don't care what he do in the streets, he going to come home. Because his family is his strength. You ain't got to wait around and tell a man that he got to see somebody else and stuff. That's his nature. That's his true nature. Now you ask them little girls, how many men you gonna have? How many boyfriends you got? They gonna say one, because that's her true nature. It's already there. Ask the children, they tell you. But once we lie to them and tell all this other garbage and stuff, they believe what we've been taught by our oppressor. Just to destroy your family. And like I say, a man's strength is his family. And women bring energy. Even the Bible tells you 7 to 1. 7 women that know how to make their own bread. That means 7 women that know their roles. Give that man that energy. You could agree or disagree. I'm just pointing it out to you. Listen to the women. Listen to the children. We speak the truth every day, but we don't walk it. But we still speak it. All you got to do is, when you meet women, all you got to do is tell them the truth. Let them decide, because they do the choosing anyway. And most times you meet women, that's the first thing they ask you, how many women you got? They testing your energy. They testing your power. If they want you, if somebody else wants you, they want you too. They tell it all, say it all of the time. Mm-hmm. And deliver us from evil. LL Cool J, they set him up with Eve, with Eva. She was evil and everything, but he was single when he got with her. But he told her that he had other women. And they asked him, why you lie to her? He said, don't no woman want, no man that no other woman want. See, we say it all of the time in the movies, every day. But we don't hear ourselves. We don't hear our true self. We hear what the white man talk. Oh, he cheated on me. Yeah, he lied to you. And you ask any woman what they hate, a liar or a cheater. Like I said, they're going to choose the liar because it's up to us. Even R. Kelly made a song, when a man lied to a woman, he pierces her very soul, and he do. That's why they can't stand a liar. Because guess what? That man got to pass that truth to her. She got to pass that truth to the children. And it come right back to him. That's spiritual energy. That's how a man get his energy. Through the women and through the children. Back in slavery, they had our mothers having 12, 20 children at one time, one mother. That's not natural. And they started them off when they 14 years old. You old enough to bleed, you old enough to breed. No, that's child abuse. Ain't nobody mentally or physically strong enough to start having babies when they 14 anyway, man or girl. Your brain don't stop growing until you 25, 26 years old. That's when your brain gets set in your ways. And you're still not responsible enough to even have children at that age. Because you still got to mature. You still got to, your brain still got to grow. Once you leave your home and stuff, you got to experience things and let that information kick in and turn into wisdom. That knowledge that they gave you, it turned into wisdom because you know better then. So back to this infidelity thing. Yeah, now they got us living just like them. That's their laws. But that natural law that's in you tell you something different. That's why I say get to know thyself. Your true nature, the man's true nature, and the woman's true nature. They tell you back in the day, a man could get away with it, and they won't talk about him, but if a woman do what a man do, she get talked about and drugged through the mud. Because it's not her true nature. Even a woman that's doing it, she doing the same thing, but she'll look at you and say, oh, she's a whore. She messing with a married man, but you are too. Because you want what that woman got. Especially if you're a strong man and taking care of the children and doing all the right things. Because when it come to love and come to sex and everything, the woman do the choosing. So if you're a strong man or a strong spiritual man, the women will feel it. They'll flock to you. You got to ask, you ain't got to beg or nothing. They'll flock to you because they feel that energy and they know how to choose the alpha males. They leave the weak alone. They'll tell the weak, man, I walk all over you. If I can handle you, you can't tell me what to do. I walk all over you. But they'll tell you from the beginning, I don't need no man I can tell what to do and I can handle. That's their true nature. But they end up trying to handle you. That's what they've been taught. See, so the truth is in them, but they haven't been learned, they haven't been taught to obey that truth and walk with that truth. They've been trained by the lie. So they're going to give you hell once they tell you that, because if they in their right state of mind, they will never tell you that. They just act it out because they've been programmed to be that way. Yeah, the white man, he got our families all messed up and our roads and everything. Just do the math. And when it come to what child is if it's going to be a boy or girl, it's determined by the father. He got the X and Y chromosome. So nature makes sure that the women outnumber the men, because guess what? You need women, more women, to keep the population of people alive and going. I know a lot of people upset at what I'm saying because I'm going against what you've been taught, what you think is real, but it's not. It's an illusion. Because if man was supposed to do it, he would not do it. He loved his wife. He loved all of them. But his instinct tell him something different. I could love you and 3 or 4 more others. And just think how smart your children will be. If a man had that many wives, you wouldn't have to send your child to no school. Mathematics, be taught in the house, everything. Hygienes, medicine, everything, right there in the village. Right there in your own home. It's got a lot to do with the brain development. And just think how smart your children will be. Because in the village, everybody's in the family, everybody's child is everybody's child. A man can take care of 2 households, a woman can't. She can't jump the fence and go over there and have babies by one man and take care of kids over there and stuff, but a man can. The only thing a man do wrong is when he lie, when he know he's doing it, but he's lying about it. All you got to do is tell the truth. Let that woman decide. We got to stop lying to our women. You don't have to lie, just tell the truth. And then you see what happened. Now some women just want to have one man. That's all right. That's your prerogative. That's your choice. There's some out there that's willing to have just one, but majority, it's just in us. It's our nature. So stop, check yourself and stop letting these people break up your house. As long as that man is taking care of his home and loving you and loving his children and leading and guiding and directing, he's going to come home to his children. Okay, what he doing, he'll be there because his family is his strength. Y'all seen Fences? There's a prime example. A woman, they gave her Academy Award for going against him. Everything he said the law, she went against him. And the son turned out rebellious. They didn't understand what he was putting down until after his death, and the little girl came along. But he went and had her baby by another woman. But he brought the child home, and the woman raised it as hers because that's something natural. It wasn't the baby's fault, but she naturally just picked up because the mother died. But she still picked up and raised it as hers. Because in a sense, it's still hers. She part of the family. Yeah, movies and stories, and they tell songs, they tell a whole lot of our truth. We just don't walk it, we don't hear it. because we so oppressed with the way the white people see the world, his story, instead of our story. And this is our story, and it is a true story, because we are African, whether we're taken out of African or not. The African is in you. You might just take the African from Africa, but you sure can't take that African out of him. It's still there. So we brought those natural instincts with us. Back in the day, old men used to take their women, wives to the club and had a girlfriend sitting on that, and they knew each other, got along, take care of each other's children and stuff. Wasn't no problem, because they were still in their natural state of mind until we got corrupted. A single man can have all the women he wants. If you get married, it's like, oh, he cheated on me. Yeah, right. And by the way, a true marriage is through spirituality, not through signing papers. Once you fall in love and that chemistry kick in, that's a union right there, because your souls combine. You can sign all the papers you want. Once you divorce that person, it's going to take you a while to get them out your system. Oh, I went to a lawyer and got a divorce. Yeah, until you get that person out your heart, disconnect, then that's a true divorce. But nature planned for us to stay together. It's the way nature planned. We got to go back to that. Nature planned a man for to have more than one wife, more than one woman. Animals, they got that right. They just took that right from us, because they know once we put that back in order, and how smart our children will be. They already smart. They smarter than anybody on this planet. Our brains are second to nobody's. But our brains and our true nature and our culture been tampered with. Look how many single women it is trying to raise these kids by themselves and got their brains scattered all over the place. They don't have that balance. They don't have that man around. I don't need a man. Yeah, you need a man. I don't need no woman. Yeah, you need a woman. You need each other. Yeah. Right. I got Jesus. Yeah, you never seen Jesus, never seen Jehovah. It only exists in your imagination. What about your husband? What about your father? Those are images your children are supposed to be looking up to. Not no graven images. Not no drawing. That's all you saw was a drawing. But your subconscious mind, they plant those seeds when you're a child, when you go to church. Yes, Jesus loved me, because the Bible. You never seen that song in the Bible? Never. It's not in there. So the best way to teach a child is to sing it to him, like I was saying. Sing it to him. ABC, sing it to him. They can sit in the back of the seat of a car, listen to a song 2 times on it, and have it down pat. This is how you sing it to them. You can sing wisdom and everything to them also. You can sing the truth to them. But you also can sing a lie. And they absorb that lie and think it's real, think it's the truth. But all of the time, your true self, your ancestor wisdom, your ancestor knowledge, it tell you what to do all of the time. It's instincts. Your instincts, your telepathy, your emotions, all this your spiritual world. It comes from within. The pineal gland, it see the true world. The dark world, the sub-world, the subconscious. Your physical eyes see the physical world. Your eyes, your pair eyes see the physical world. Now once they become in sync, your physical eyes come in sync with your first eye, your pineal gland. It becomes the third eye, the all-seeing eye. You can see the physical and the spiritual world. They in sync with each other. That's what they don't want. And once you get in sync with that, with yourself, and you got the women, because like I say, The whole universe, nature, the mother's womb, and the man's brain is built off the universe. It's built off the feminine. So man's energy is his family. He got multiple wives, they bring energy. Each one of them bring different energy. And when he get that energy, and all a man needs is plenty of sex, peace, and quiet, and obedient women, and he'll do the rest. You won't have to want for nothing. Your children will be smart. All of them may be what they call geniuses. That's what they call it. I just call it smart because guess what? They call us genius because they didn't know anything. We had to teach them. If they want to call genius, we already were genius. Timbuktu, that's where first university is named after the universe. So we were scholars before we were slaves. And we had order. Order in the house. The men knew his role, the women knew their roles. And in the village, everybody's child is everybody's child. In the true village, the men teach the men how to be husband and how to be wives. How to be husbands and how to be fathers. The women teach the women their role, how to be mothers and how to be wives. And then when those kids get together, they already know their roles and they work in sync. And the children will be in sync. That's why you see a lot of them African children, you could put them all together and you tell them to sit down and all of them will sit there and won't move. Just sit there and watch the teacher or whoever teaching them, whatever they're instructing them to do, and they'll sit there and all of them will pay attention. I'm talking about these 2, 3, and 4-year-olds. But our kids over here, you can't get them to sit still for nothing because they're not getting the right doctrine. They're not getting the right teaching. They're not getting the right spiritual message. So it's important for us to know our true nature. And that's the only weapon they got is keeping us from the knowledge of our true nature. It's the only weapon. Like they say, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. They're talking about their ancestor wisdom you got, their ancestor knowledge. That's your weapon. You don't need no book. Book don't define us. We're not defined by a book. They just took that book and wrote their stories, his story. Took our story and wrote his story on our stories. But all between his story, our story is still there. Our ancestors wrote that book because they got the information from their ancestors to write it. They just whitewashed it. Like they do everything else. They whitewash rice. They enrich flour. They whitewash it. They tried to whitewash us. But they don't know. Every time their blood mixed with ours, we make theirs better. We change the race. They got a recessive gene. You ain't see nobody take no colors or nothing from white. But all colors come from black. So the black power, the wise power, we got the power. But we got to return back to the natural order. And that is part of natural order by man having multiple wives. That's the way nature and the universe planned it. And that's a fact. That's no brag or nothing. I ain't bragging on it because I'm a man. I just know because the women, they the ones taught me. We don't all got our hearts broke by a woman. All she's doing is pushing your manhood out. That's why they so against you right now. And because they've been taught to be against you, but it ain't going to make you weak. It's going to make you stronger. Only the weak ones, they're the ones that kill themselves or try to kill the woman. But the strong ones, they're going to come up out of it. But they're going to learn from it. And like I say, when it comes to choosing a man or partner, it's up to the woman. She do the choosing. And most women, just like natural selection, they just select the strongest man that could provide and protect their family. Just like the animals, same thing. But see, we're not animals. We don't have to fight over it because we got more choices than the women do. This is the way nature planned it in the universe. It's not my plan. I just understand it. And that's natural order. The white men, they got the same privilege. They women outnumber them. All races, the women outnumber. Like I say, it's about the population. It's about teaching. Because the mothers are the giver of the law, and the father got to be there to enforce the law. And that's what it takes to make, like I say, make a strong mind and a healthy heart and put that child on the righteous path. Or children. So the mothers are the nurturers. You got all these nurturing mothers in one family, and they all humble and know their true role, the natural role. Oh, there goes some strong children. I don't care what race it is. This go for everybody. It's a man right over in India right now got 40 wives. And his youngest one is, I think, in her 20s. Yeah, the oldest one is in her 60s. But he got his whole family together. They grow all their fruit, vegetables. They're self-efficient. And you talk to all of them and say, well, we all get along. And we all love them. You know, they'll tell you their stories. No problems. All the kids strong-minded. He got about, I forgot how many, but he got a bunch. Grandkids and everything. One man. And everybody is happy. And everybody's in sync. That's the power of a man. He could do that. He could spread that universal love throughout multiple children, multiple women. That's his energy. That's his power. That's his strength, his family. And each woman brings a certain energy and charge him up. I'm not just talking about sex. No, that's just part of it. That's like a reward. But the way he run his family, the way he run his kingdom. Everybody think the definition of being a king is ruling over somebody and other people. It's not. It's ruling over your house, your own domain. A queen, your natural law. That's your queensmanship. You run your house, king and queen, warriors. Not ruling over other people like the government is doing. No, that's not being a king. President, oh, he's the most powerful man in the universe. That's a lie. He's the weakest man in the universe. Most powerful men in the universe are black men, the melanated. Because we are the masters of the universe. But we can't master without our women. Because they are the universe. It wounds the universe. Man's mind is the universe. That's why man means mind and woman means womb of the mind. So mind means universe. So it's all connected. Man's brain and woman's womb, all connected to the universe. So we got to go back to the natural. We got to fix our family back to the original before we came over here. We know our American history. What about the African history? African American. Study your African history and you'll know who you are. Like I say, they stole the fruit, but they spread it throughout the Middle Passage. But they could not steal that root. Anywhere they dropped us off, you go there. Men have multiple women. You go to China, men have multiple women. You go to Europe, well, Europe a little different. They have a lot of little boys. They see the world a little backwards, okay? And they got us seeing the world the way they see it. That's why our family's so out of order. That's why we are out of order. We too comfortable with the ways of the oppressor. We got to go back to our roots. Feed that root, the natural law, the African law. And it will wake you up. It will liberate your mind. And then you'll know who you are. You know your purpose. You know that you're the blueprint, the original man, the original woman. So we got to go back to the original way. And Having multiple wives is the original way. It's time to straighten our families out. We got to restore it back to the original concept, the original Trinity. It all got to do with energy. That's why the father, the mother, the children, the father, like I say, he get his energy. The Holy Spirit is the ancestors. The angels, those are your ancestors. The ones they call with the wings, that's Mawat. That's where they get all these concepts from, these drawings. They took our stories and turned it into theirs. Jacob's ladder, he got an angel flying up to the heavens and stuff. All they're doing is coming from your lower nature to your higher nature. From your untamed nature to your civilized nature. Your higher frequency to your lower frequency. Your lower frequency to your higher frequency. So you hear no other race say first be put last and last be put first, but us. We the only ones say that. We've been put last through slavery. Now we ruled the planet first. We've been put last through slavery. Now it's time to come back to first. Every day you read the newspaper, see on the news, oh, this is the first black woman to do this, the first black man to do it. We've been becoming first all of the time. Since we stepped foot over here, we've been achieving. We've been climbing that ladder back to the higher frequency. We've been climbing that mountain. That's why King say the mountaintop, he talking about your higher frequency. That's why he say, I see you when you get there. He's not talking about an actual mountain. He's talking about your top of your highest chakra. That mountain. They say Moses went to the top of the mountain. He went to his inner self, just like Jacob did. He came face to face with God once he climbed that ladder. I came face to face with God in the land of Pioneer. That God gland, the pineal gland, that's what he was referring to. The OJs give you climbing the stairways to heaven. Going step by step, hand in hand. He talking about the woman and the man going to your higher self together. And whether people like it or not, that's part of man's nature. You can't change that. You get mad, you can get upset. Guess what? You can't change the truth. And it is the truth. Because if it wasn't, men wouldn't do it. If it wasn't the truth, women wouldn't tell their sons, you're going to have a bunch of women when you grow up. They don't know why they saying it, but it's the instinct. You ain't got to tell him that, because he's going to do it anyway. Now, when he start doing it, you're going to say, oh, he cheated, he's a dog, he's this, but why did you tell him that? If he's such a dog. And by the way, what is dog spelled backwards? That's what he truly is. He's a god. And he's doing godly things. I'm just telling it like it is. The way it is, the way it's naturally put. The natural order, the natural way. Because it all got to do with brain development. Back to your child's brain development. And our brains are second to nobody's. Because our first brains are the first ones to rule this planet. The first astrologers, the first doctors, the first, what you call it, DNA. The first explorers, the first everything. Except for spaceships. We don't need no spaceships to go to the heavens. We already got that pineal gland. That astral projection. That sent us to the stars and to the upper, the etheric levels. The etheric being. We got that ability. Nobody else had that same ability that we do because we absorb all the light energy through our pineal gland. And like I was saying earlier, the pineal gland is just like the black hole. It's just smaller than your head, but it absorbs all the light energy, same as the black hole do. And once you absorb that energy, it's not going nowhere. So once people hear the truth, you can activate that pineal gland, it'll start vibrating. When people hear the truth, they burn their ears, or they either run to it or run from it. And the reason they burn their ears is because the truth and the spirit is the fire. It's the fire, it's the spirit. Your heart, it's the spirit. It's all connected. Earth, wind, fire, and water, all the elements. It's all part of you. You're all connected. So we got to get back in tune with nature, the natural law, and the universal law, the universal soul. That's why we call us the soul brothers, soul sisters, soul music. We've been networking the whole time we've been on. We just haven't been conscious of it. But the truth never left us. The truth never left. It never forsaken us. Our ancestors been carrying us the whole time. Something told me I should have went this way. Something, I should have followed my first mind. Yeah, ancestor wisdom is talking to you. But you weren't taught to obey that message. That's why you say you won't obey my voice. We obeying the white man's voice. He had the Bible in one hand and the whip in the other hand. And that's when he beat that message into our women. Because see, you control the women, you control the nation of people. Women didn't take us off the right path, righteous path. The man did. Because he tampered with her nature, her true nature. He took that true nature from him and replaced it with his, just like you do the circus lion. That's not their natural law. They took that away from them. A lion in the circus have babies, they'll let them suckle for only so long. But then from there, what they gonna teach them? Is jump on that stool, open their mouth, and do tricks for the white man. Now, do you think you could go to not an elephant, even an elephant, a lion in their natural state of mind and do that to them? No, because they're going by their natural law. And the lion's natural law is just like ours, to have multiple females. And the women do the teaching. I don't care what kind of animal it is. The only ones that's already coded in their DNA, what they supposed to do in their laws, they the only ones that need to be taught. But the ones that need to be taught is mostly the female. Tigers, leopards, they drop their seed and going off about their business. But who do all the teaching? Teach them how to hunt, teach them how to be a lion, teach them how to be a leopard, teach them how to be a bear. The laws, they imprinted in them. Just like our mothers are supposed to do the same thing. Imprint the laws in us. They the giver of the law. That's why her tongue either build a house up or break it down. Like I said, heaven and hell is between the mother's legs. The womb of the mind. So her spiritual food and her physical food that she's digesting during her pregnancy got a whole lot to do with that child. How you gonna see the world when he come out? How you gonna cope with it? It starts right there. So like I say, the man, he determined whether it's gonna be a boy or a girl. You can eat any kind of food you want, all them super seeds, you could throw that out the window. The man determined. So most of the time he produced more females than males. And why is that? That's the way nature planned it. See, that white man, that's why this gayism going on, because he done took the man's role away, and we acting just like them, because back in their days, their story, most of them men, they had sex with other men. Alexander the Great, Caesar, all of them. They were doing the same thing. They thought that was natural. But when you're in your wild, untamed state of mind, you're going to think that's real, but it's not. So they say you can't have multiple wives, but they messing with little boys. Now, which one is really a sin? Messing with them boys or having more than one wife. One is natural, the other is unnatural. But these are the same people that gave you the name nigger, gave you the name Jesus, gave you all these Jehovah, Lutheran. These are the same people that gave you all these religions. But yet you can't do it, but they can. No, they don't want you to get your family right. They don't want your house to be right. They want you to stay dysfunctional so they could build these jailhouses. Use our children to dribble a basketball, run a football. It's still slavery. I care if you're getting paid. You can't say what I say. If you do, you'd be like Kaepernick. Hey, they gonna run you in the ground, but that's all right. Kaepernick, all right, he just started a movement. He had enough heart to stand up against them. And if the black men were really down with it, and they was really, you can stop living the American dream and live king, they'd stand up with him. Because they don't know they control that. They control basketball. They control the NFL. We control everything. They even start choosing their own teams in basketball. They run that league, but they don't know it. They're playing off our energy on all levels. All levels, they're playing off our energy. It's time to take our energy back and put it to the good use. We done seen the power of hate. Now it's time to see the power of love. And family is love. You got your political institution, you got your religious institution, you got your monetary, you got your military. But you got your family institution. So which one is more important? It's a no-brainer. All those other institutions before that, they're controlling us with it. Military, political, religious, educational system, all of it. But family, once we fix our family, they can control us with none of those no more. All that's going to go away. Our family is our strength. Our family is the power to change the world, to put the world in order. So now men are dogs, they gods. Our black women not whores and bitches, they're goddesses. We the only ones that degrade each other because slave master made us and taught us to do that. Gotta stop submitting to his ways. Submit to the natural way. That's all I'm saying. And that is part of the natural way, like I said. It needs some order. Order in the family going to lead to liberate your family, liberate your mind, going to lead to mass liberation. Mass liberation going to lead to peace on this earth. New world order, not the way the white man is giving it to us. And we are the leaders of the new world order. Fix the family and see what happens. That's all we got to do. Everything is aimed at the black man and keeping him angry and keeping him out the house. Keeping him from doing his job. His heavenly Father given job. His universal job. His role. Because he the stabilizer. You need the positive and the negative. The male, the female. The sun, the moon. The sun is the father, the moon is the mother. It tell you right there in the book. It's about energy. The moon get his energy from the sun. Just like the women, our women get our energy from us. And it all come from the heavens. Even the sun get its energy from the heavens. All those stars and stuff, it feed the sun. They say the sun gonna burn out. I don't believe that. As long as it's stars, it's not gonna never burn out. Because we are made from the stardust. Magnesium, all that come from other planets. All those planets connected to us. Iron, it come from the stars. The iron that run your blood, that make your blood flow. All that come from the stars, the iron. They say, oh, you get vitamin D from the sun. You get more than that. You even got gold in your body that's made from the sun. That gold in the ground that come from the sun. So we connected to the planets and everything, all of that. Not made from no dirt, made from the stardust. Supernovas, when they blow up, all of that stuff you made from it. A star is born and made just the same way diamonds are. Compression. And that's how stars are born, but they don't live. And like they say, it's not the end, it's the beginning. The star is born. So life never ends, energy never ends, it get recycled. Even the Aztecs, the Mayans, they knew about the sun, and the sun was the father and the moon was the mother. So the higher power, when you point to the sky, there's no man up there. Yeah, that sun, that's the higher power. And that moon, that's where create nature. Say the sun is the father's crown and the earth is his footstool. Say the mother's crown, the stars is her crown, and the moon is her footstool. The sun-clad woman. So like I say, the moon get its energy from the sun. And together they make nature. They create nature. Heat and moisture. That's all you need. And where the best place to create nature is in Africa. Heat and moisture. And that's where all life began. Right there in Africa, motherland. All human life. The original man, the original place, the mother country, the motherland. The melanated people, that's us, the Africans. So the whole world is African. You don't care if you're white, you don't care if you're Chinese, you're still African. Because African history is world history. And that's part of our history. That's our story. Get to know our study, our story, and see if you don't feed them roots. And see if that ancestral wisdom don't wake up inside you. And then you really see how smart you are. You're not dumb. Let nobody tell you that. You're going to survive 400 years of slavery being dumb. Nah, it made us strong. It didn't make us weak. It turned us into superhumans. We tapping back into our superpowers. Like I say, once we come together and the woman know her role, her true natural role, because as long as the black woman stay angry on this planet, the planet going to stay angry, the universe going to be angry. But once she come back to her natural and true state of mind, everything, they going to follow. Everything going to even out. Nature, nurture. It's all built off the universe and nature. Mother nature, mother universe. So we got to go back to the laws of Moat. Universal law, harmony. That's why I say the mother, because to build a strong nation, it starts with the mother. It don't start with the father. She's the first teacher. But the father is the ultimate teacher. What law are you giving your children? The natural law or the white man's law? Go back to the natural law and see what happened. You got the power to turn the whole world around. But we can't do it without you. Our role is to guide, protect, and everything. It's time to protect our families and take back our families. But first we got to submit to the universal law, the laws of nature and the universe, and stop submitting to this cracker law. Oh, go to church. You went to church. You don't remember nothing you learned in church but that one song. Yes, Jesus loved me. That's all you remember. You don't remember nothing else. You either went to sleep in the children's show, don't be paying attention to it. But that one song, once you keep singing it to them and you plant it in their subconscious mind, they're going to think it's real and they're going to grow up hypnotized. Under hypnosis, don't even know it. You worship imaginary friends that you never seen. How you going to know me if you never seen me? But what about your father? You ask people about their father, they cuss them out. Oh, sorry, nigga. Who told you that? My mama, my grandmother. Okay, we got to get that cracker law out of message out of our mouths. You control the women, you control the nation. That's all I'm saying. But to keep the nation strong, the father, the softness of the mother and the toughness of the father, that's what it takes. That negative and that positive energy in sync to make a balanced brain. And this whole world right now is working on unbalanced brain. They call it bipolarism. Yeah, because your brain is not in sync. Your left and your right not in sync. There's a lot of bipolarism going on. Like I say, you don't have to be mentally crazy and insane to be mentally ill. There's a lot of mentally illness. You could be addicted to money. You could be addicted to sex. What's the deadly sins? You could be addicted to all of those. Anger, gluttony, greed. It's a sickness, mental illness. When you tell your son he's going to grow up and be like his sorry daddy and breaking his image down and replace with it, that's a mental illness. If you're angry all the time, you're mentally ill. And don't even know it. You think the enemy is somebody else, but it's in you. It's that lie you've been taught about, that false doctrine. You fight your own self. I see these shows they have, who the baby, who's the baby daddy and all that stuff. A woman's supposed to know who her baby's fathers are. Father. Her children's fathers are. Her husband. Her man, whatever you want to call it, she's supposed to know who she got pregnant from. But when you have multiple men, mama's baby, papa's maybe, she don't know. It shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be displayed on TV as being angry and out of control and don't know any better, because they do the same thing. Rich and poor, you do the same thing. When it comes to behavior and human nature, it's all the same. How many letters in rich man? How many letters in poor man? How many letters in black man? How many letters in white man? Y'all the same. Except for one thing, the color of your skin separates you from everybody else. The melanated skin separates you from everybody else. The original skin separates you from everybody else. Oh, you got nappy hair, you got big lips. Oh, your skin is black and ugly. You just described the original man, the original woman. The mother and the father of all people. So how you going to teach somebody to hate their image when that's the first image, and now we still hating on each other? Light skin against the dark skin. Old against the young. Man against the woman. They divided our house. They divided us. But it's up to us to unite. Because like I said earlier, only slaves could heal slaves. Can't nobody else heal us. They not going to give us freedom. You got to take it. They're not going to give our families back. We got to take it. They're not going to give our planet back. We got to take it. And there's only one to take it. One way to take it. Get the family right, reunite, and our unity is our power. Once we unify, that energy, that electromagnetic energy that comes from our body, it's going to resonate. It's going to shake the world. And our voices, that's all we got to do. Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring. That's the black national anthem. We've been singing it all the time. So we got to realign back to nature and the universe. We've been singing the truth and talking the truth since we've been over here. We're just not conscious of it. Now we're becoming conscious. And we've been saying it all of the time. So our soul music, people around the world has heard it. So we done planted the seeds of the truth in them through our music. We've been singing to the world, singing and dancing the truth to the world since we've been over there. That's the way they used to give it to the children around the fires at night. They used to sing it, dance the wisdom to them and the knowledge. So we still got that African spirit, and we still doing the same thing. We just had different cultures and stuff. We create different music, different dances, everything different. Everybody copy off us. We feed the world. We don't ask for no money for it. It's free. But the white man, they take, and the white supremacists and everybody, they take our energy and our music and sell it to everybody and make money off of it. You might make something off of it, but they making billions. While you making millions, they might be making billions. But they control the record stores, the record companies, the gas companies, everything they control it. The banks. But they wouldn't have it without us, without our knowledge, without our work, without our wisdom. They wouldn't have nothing, because we still teaching them, but we got to teach ourselves the right way. We got to return. And like I say, we are the chosen people. It's time for us to step up and wake up. This planet needs us, the animals need us, the people need us, the universe needs us. It's waiting on us. The governments around the world, they at war with each other. They falling. What they fighting over? To control people, control land, control resources. You control the resources, you control the people. But it's too many resources on this planet for any child to be hungry. No child left behind. We go back to the natural way. No child on this planet should be fatherless, motherless, or without a village. Because like I said in the beginning, it can all go back to brain development. Take the whole village to keep that child's emotions, give them direction. In a true village, you won't find no jailhouse, you won't find a divorce court, you won't find none of these things. But in a true village, you'll see order. You won't see no men walking around thinking they women and women walking around thinking they men. You won't see all of this because they have balanced brains. When your brain is unbalanced, you got this bipolarism, your brain liable to do anything. It's liable to go this way and that way. But it's all up to the mother. If anybody ever read the book of Isaiah, everything I'm talking about is right there in that book. I raised my children, but they turned against me. That's how it started off. That's the man talking because he don't know why his children turning against him. So who could turn their children against their own father? Their mother. In their own house. How many households the man is last and the woman put the children in her before the man? It don't work that way. Universe don't work that way. You work off the positive and the negative. The toughness, the softness. The electric energy, the magnetic energy. Magnetic. It's all built off the positive and negative, all balance. Universe is about balance. So our brain's about balance too. I say people walk around on unbalanced brains, don't even know it. Bipolarism. White people get in trouble, that's the first thing, oh, I'm bipolar. Yeah, you don't even know what that means. If you're a bi-lie, you just got caught. And that's why people tell lies, because the will to be truthful is in you. You're born with it. You just never received the right doctrine to go along with it. There's some on this planet that did, but the majority right now is so out of whack. So we got to feed the souls of the masses the truth. It's not a one-man thing. It's no Messiah. I say messiahs, but not one man. No, it's a nation. We didn't come over on this slave ship for nothing. He sent over there because we knew he was smart enough to figure it out. And we have figured it out. And we're picking up momentum. momentum. It's picking up speed. Even the time seems like it's going by, the days going by faster because it's part of change. The more negative energy we put into the universe, the more negative the planet get, the more negative the weather get. It's all connected. We got the melanated power to put everything in order. And we will do it because it's already written. It's already written in their book that they wrote, that they didn't want us to read. So we didn't have no guns, we didn't have no Bible, we didn't have no money doing slavery, we didn't have no whip. My man had all of those things, but guess what? We had that spirit, we had that wisdom. We were still in tune with nature. They wasn't feeding us, we wasn't waiting on it, we was teaching them how to eat. We were teaching them how to talk. They didn't know how to talk. They took our language and stuff away from us, all of that, our culture and everything. But look how we done climbed that ladder back up to, it took us 400 years, but that's all right. This ain't the first time this happened. It always take 400 years to you get back your righteous mind. That's how they was able to write it in the book. The past is the present. There's nothing new. I can just say nothing new under the sun. So if you understand the past, you know what's going on in the future. If you know what's going on in the future, you in the present, you could predict the future. Right now we're in the present, but we could predict the future. Because it's already been predicted, so it's happening. So in the end, nobody's going to need a book because everything you're looking for is already written inside you. You already possess everything you're looking for. You already possess. You can look up in the mountains, up in the trees, in the ground. They got you having faith on the outside instead of the inside. They say, trust your heart. Oh, it's in my heart. So it's a blueprint that's written in your heart about the truth. Now, that love, that energy, that spirit. That's why they relate the spirit to the heart. It's waiting on that vibration of love. So we can send that vibration to the earth, so that vibration from the earth is sending signals to the heaven, and boom, the age of Aquarius, where everything is lined up, the galactic, the spiritual, the natural alignment is going on right now. So nature know how to correct herself. Keep the good, get rid of the bad. So what I'm saying is a harvest of the world. I'm looking at the big picture now, not the little picture. I'm looking at the whole picture. So our creative mind is, because the reason we create is because of the energies, all the energies that we absorb from the universe, from nature, and our creative mind. That's why we create the music. It's all connected. The music is universal. It got something to do with your chakras and everything, your energy. When we're born with two main emotions. That's love and fear. All other emotions come from that. Those two emotions. I think it's 12 or 13 altogether. I'm not for sure. So the white man, they plan on your fear emotion. They got you afraid of things that you shouldn't be afraid of. Oh, you swept my feet with the broom. Very superstitious. Stevie Wonder already warned you about that. If you believe in something you don't understand and you can't back it up with facts, leave it alone. It don't have no common sense to it. And they say common sense will tell you got to be raised by common law to obey that common sense that you were born with. Common sense is something that's natural. So what they did is took their common sense away from us and domesticated us. They took the chains out the feet and put them on our brains. And that's the worst kind of slavery it is, chains on the brain. But like I say, there's a lot of people fighting mental illness, addictions. Money is addiction. An oppressor, he loves his money, his gun, and his religion. He can't hide no more, though. None of that's working. What you gonna kill? You can't kill the truth. You gonna shoot it? You can't shoot it. It'll kill you before you kill it. Because the truth is unforeseen. You can feel it. You can't see it. You can see it in a person, but you still can't see it, but he could walk it. And he got to tell nobody. Once you're in that true state of mind, you don't have to tell nobody. I'm a Christian. You don't even know what a Christian is. Oh, I've been saved. You don't even know what being saved is. You just repeating what the slave master told you. You waiting to die and to get your pie in the sky? While he all the time, he's getting his on this planet? No, his time is up. Our time of 400 years of oppression is up, and his time of 400 years of white supremacy is over. There's only one way to stop. We don't need no guns. Like I say, we don't need guns. We just need us. The family. Our family's out of order. Human family's out of order. We fix our family, we fix the universe. We fix the human family, period. You don't have to tell nobody who you are. They know who you are. They know you better than you know your own self. They had to study you. They had to see your weakness, your strength, your weakness. Black man is your women, your family. That's why they attacked it. Our children are getting the proper doctrine, the proper teaching. It's time to get on that love train. So people get ready. It's a train a-coming. Y'all heard these songs before. The God's been talking all of the time. Brother, 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 war is not the answer. Yeah, why we sing and talk against wars, but the white people start wars? Because that's their nature. That's not our nature, to start wars, to make nuclear bombs, to make any kind of weapon to destroy anybody, anything. And if we kill an animal, we're going to eat it. We ain't going to put it up on the wall. We're not natural born killers. We kill to eat, kill to survive. We don't kill for sports and for fun. Because we respect the animal. We respect everything. That's not our nature. We the ones invented civilization. We the ones invented love. So we got to go back to it. It's still there. We might have been cussing each other out and dogging each other out and doing all this stuff in these 400 years, but it was still there. Police killing our children in the streets and they getting away with it and stuff. All we do is sit back and complain. But when we kill each other, it's all right. I'm more concerned about what we do to each other than what they doing to us. Because once we stop doing to each other what we doing to it, all that's going to go away. So we got to take the battle. Our battlefield is in the spiritual world. It's in the subconscious mind, the super subconscious. It's a sleeping giant waiting on everybody on this planet. It's waking up inside of the melanated people and a lot of white people, a lot of Chinese people. They waiting on us. They know this. They know this, but you don't know it. But it's time to know. It's time to wake up. So if I'm saying something that offends people, that's all right. Because you're going to get mad at first, but you need to vent. You need to get that lie out of you. Because once you calm down and you're in a humble state of mind, that's when you're going to receive the truth, and it's going to sink in, and then you'll say, nah, I see. Now you've been freed. Now, like I say, pick up books and start reading about your African history, your story. And your mind is open, your ancestor wisdom, it'll start connecting, and start waking up. You start putting things together that you had stored in your subconscious mind. Didn't even know you had learned anything. You think you hadn't learned anything? That subconscious mind just waiting on you to unlock it. Like I say, it absorbs 40 million bits of data per second, your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind is 40 bits of data per second. That's why you got to do repetition, your short-term against your long-term memory. That's why through repetition, you got to consciously teach a child, or teach an adult, through repetition. But the boys, they learn quick. You could teach them one thing, and you think they don't have it, and then you go to the next thing, you think they don't have that, and go to another thing, and all of the time you did it fast, and you think you did it too fast. He didn't absorb that. But guess what? As long as he heard that sound, he processed it. He'll store it in his subconscious mind, and he'll use it later. That's how the brain works. That's how we learn. But you got to be careful with the beliefs, what you believe. If you can't back it up with facts, you leave those beliefs alone, because you can't believe what your father tell you, your mother tell you. You can't believe what your teachers tell you, the preacher tell you. Once you see for yourself and do your own study, your own homework, your own research, and you find out something that's good for you and good for everybody else, then you hold on to that and you keep it, because that law and that truth is for everybody. Just like the sun in the sky is for everybody. The rainbow in the sky is for everybody. The moon in the sky is for everybody. The rain that comes from the sky is for everybody. The land on this planet is for everybody. The air we breathe is for everybody. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. That's why everybody shouldn't be paying for nothing on this planet. It should be free. Who put a price tag on birth and dying when that's something that's naturally going to happen? Who say you had to pay? Who said you had to pay to live and die? The oppressors, the 1%ers. They don't care about you. All they care about is them and their own children, their bloodline. And by the way, the truth is in the hood. It's not in Hollywood. It's not in the politics. They said, Mike, you don't have a voice if you don't go to church, you don't vote. I said, I got a voice. My spiritual voice is more powerful than anybody's political voice. My spiritual voice is more powerful than anybody's religious voice. I don't have a voice. I don't need nobody to speak for me. When you vote for somebody to dictate your life. And this system is not for us. So I don't vote for nobody to control me. I vote for me and the universe. That's what I follow. I belong to the universe. I don't belong to no man. I don't submit to no man. I submit to nature and the universe and my ancestors. So once we get back in tune with nature and the universe as a collective, it's a done deal. It's over. The truth's going to destroy their armies, going to destroy their government, going to destroy all their lives. Because one thing about the word truth, there's no S at the end of truth. That's because there's only one. But it's a S at the end of lies. And that one truth going to knock the hell out of all those lies. And we're the carriers of that one truth. We just ones that responsible for telling the truth to the world, because they took it through us for 400 years, and now we're getting it back. Nah, you can't help but tell the truth because it's your duty. It's your job. Like I say, we didn't go through 400 years of oppression for nothing. It made us strong. It didn't make us weak. Whatever don't kill you to make you stronger, and we strong now. We got to be, to change the world, to put the world in order. Soul power, black power, melanated power. See, they wouldn't tell you that word back in the day, black in the day. What was the old saying? If you're white, you're all right. If you're mellow, you're yellow. If you're white, you're all right. If you're brown, you can hang around. How'd it go? Yeah, that's what. If you're brown, you can hang around. But if you're black, you got to get way back. So how did the black man was first on the planet and become last during slavery? Because of the color of his skin. Because he know who you are. He want to be you. He don't hate you, he loves you. He just taught us to hate each other. They couldn't control us while we had the shackles on our feet, because once you break them shackles, you're going to run to be free, because you're just in your true state of mind. So they had to take you out from your natural state of mind, take you from a natural state to an unnatural state. So you go through the women. You don't go through the father. You go through the weaker vessel. You break and tame her to submit to your law, and she going to give it to you, and they still giving it. You don't see no man trying to keep his children away from the mama. You don't see no man telling his daughter, you're going to grow up be like your sorry mammy. No, you don't see that. You don't see no man trying to call the police to the house, trying to get his house straight. So who did he go through to break the house down? Our women. This might be seen like I'm being hard on the women, but no, I'm not being hard. I'm just pointing out. I'm just pointing out where the problem's coming from. We ask the question why we can't get along, why are kids killing each other, why they going to jail. I'm showing you where it's coming from. I'm just pointing it out. Say, beware of false doctrine. We under a lot of lies. We were raised by nothing but lies. Over 90% of the things you don't learn in school and church, you got to throw that stuff away because they taught you what they want you to know. So you think you get this education and stuff, all you're doing is getting educated into their system. Uneducated schools for uneducated fools, because you don't go to school to get wisdom. So the hood, they got to bump their heads. They're in their wild state of mind. They're lower nature. But once they get to their higher nature, they got to go to the hard route to get to their higher nature, their higher frequency. Once they get there, you can't tell them nothing. You can't move them. Because they know who they are. They just had to take the hard route to get there if they live long enough. Because that spirit of the truth is still in you. That's why people, old people, when they get older, they'll say, I wish I knew back then what I know now. You're supposed to, but you matured into it, into the natural law, into the natural truth. But it was always there. Like my mother, she was kind of a hell raiser. She turned all my brothers and sisters against my father, and I was wondering why they hated him and loved this white Jesus. See, I'm number 9 out of 10. I'm way down the line. So I had a view. But I didn't understand why she was trying to get me to worship this white man I never seen before. I didn't know, but everybody in the house hated my father. And it was my mother that turned him against him. But when she got to me, she had came down true state of mind. Like most mothers do, like a lot of people do. And I called her Queen Mother. And there's a lot of Queen Mothers in our neighborhoods. They take in the whole neighborhood. They'll nurture everybody. I don't care if it's criminals or nobody else. Won't turn their backs on them or nothing. And they attract it. They attract all of that. And they put them in their bosom and give them that motherly love, that natural love, that universal love that they weren't getting at home. And they'll protect this woman. They protect the men too, but then I call them queen mothers. And everybody got one in their family. See, that's that true aura. But they had to get something to get to that, go through something to get to that point. But once they get to there, you can feel that energy, that aura. And they're in their true state of mind. So it's always been there. But you had to experience a whole lot of things before you get back to it. But you should have been taught before you left home the right way. Put on the righteous path. And a lot of us not being put on that righteous path because we still under the white supremacist system. We still going by his laws. His story. Not our history. They took our stories and twisted them. Twisted them where you can really decode it or see the truth in it, but you can't change the truth. It's still in there. Man walked on water. The only way you can walk on water if it's frozen. But the sun, if you live on the East Coast or the West Coast, you can see the sun come up on the east, walking on water. You can see it go down, walking on the water, on top of the water. So they turn these stories, the truth, into allegories. And the allegory is nothing but a story that's telling another story that's not readily available. So all those men in the Bible, they were telling their truth in their own life story, their own experience. All of them was astrologers. All of them came from dysfunctional homes. And all of them was the youngest in the family. So the ones that come from the dysfunctional families, the ones that's dysfunctional growing up, those are the ones that deliver the message, the true message, because they went through something. Some kind of abuse or something like that, false doctrine, anything. They the ones tell the stories. They're the ones you can hear the truth from. They might not know they're giving it to you a lot of times, but those are the ones you listen to. You don't listen to the ones that was raised by a silver, gold spoon. No, because they're going to look down on you. The educated ones, those are the most dangerous ones on the planet. Those are the ones that's going to destroy the planet. Not the people in the hood. People in the hood, they living from hand to mouth every day. They could use more common sense than the rich man. He used money sense. So the hood is where the truth is going to come from. You take all the money from people in the world, how you going to survive? You're going to have to come to the so-called poor man. He might be poor in money in the pockets, but he rich in spirit. We go back to tilling that soil, go back to nature, and nature calling us back, the universe calling us back to order. And who could best put the world in order but the original people? For the original truth, you got to go to the original people. The blueprint, that's us. Just us. So right now, I'm going to end this right now. Next session, I'm going to talk about astrology and how it's connected. How it's connected to us, the universe, connected to us, connected to the planet, all connections. How our brains are connected to everything. We control everything. We got dominion over everything. Not everybody. When he said I gave man dominion over everything, he was talking about the melanated people. He's all people, but the melanated people first. Everybody waiting on reparations. We don't need no reparations. We're waiting on them to give us something. They're not going to give it. They haven't given it to you yet. You got to take it. Before they get some you keep that. We're going to take our planet back. We're going to free the world. Everything going to be free. You don't have to pay for nothing. That's the way it was in the beginning. It's going to be that way in the end. Okay, what nobody's saying. They can't stop this. They can't stop this. You're dealing with the forces of our ancestors, the forces of nature, and the universe. You're not going to win. You done lost already. So I talk like this all the time. A lot of people get upset, but I don't care about you getting upset. Because if you get upset, like I say, you got the vent. You're going to see. You won't forget it. You never forget it. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. And that's when the real battle going to start. But if you don't like what I'm saying, you part of the problem. You ain't part of the solution. So get the hell out of the way. Because it's going to do what it do. I'm not saying that to be nasty or anything. I'm just telling you like it is. It got the rain. It got the rain free. That's the only way we're going to put the earth in order, the people in order, everything in order. New world order. We the leaders of it. We the ones got the earth, the people on earth, on the planet, to the new world order. Because it's out of order right now. Y'all 1%ers, y'all done did a job. Y'all time is up. You got to go. I don't care who it is. All of you coming down at the same time with your religion too. We're going to beat it down into the dirt. We're going to send the devil down to the dirt like they said. Ain't no man down there in the ground in the first place, but it's going to be some devils down there. Because we're going to send that religion and the government and all these lies into the dirt. False doctrine, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about actually putting nobody into the dirt. They're going to put their own self there. I'm talking about the systems. These lies, that's what's going into the dirt. They say the mark of the beast. How many heads they say it had? Yeah, 7 heads, something like that. Yeah, it's religion. They got about over 4,000 religions today. But that one truth is going to knock all of them down to the dirt. Number lies. So this is Michael Hamer, the Rainbow Warrior. I'll be coming back to you real soon. The revolution will be televised. Thank you.
Make sure to check out the boldest blog at LanceScurv.com and follow Scurv on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube under LanceScurv.